Wow, have things changed with applications and software over the past decade? They change every day, but today we're really going to focus on this zero trust concept and the differences between full access and functionality focused access. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right to it. So years ago, when we developed applications and is even being done today, applications are developed sometimes with really an administrator, and then everybody else are users. And the administrator has full access to do everything to the system, with the exception of breaking the actual original code. This allows the administrator of the system to create custom queries, for example, or tweak certain functionality within the system to meet the specific mission needs. Those days were wonderful. Of course, they really are legacy-based and are over for the most part. As we move to enterprise-based applications, as you see illustrated on the top of the screen, and cloud-based. Now, when I use the word enterprise applications or cloud-based applications, it doesn't necessarily mean they have to be on the cloud, although a majority of them in today's world are. So what does a functionality-focused access mean? Well, similar to that individual there pulling a book for a specific topic that they seek, they're not going into the library and reading every single book. They're going to the one book that they need, and they're grabbing that book. And that access to that information for that individual is through that one book. Well, on an enterprise system, it works exactly the same way. When they need one specific thing, perhaps to develop a query or a custom way to do something, that functionality access is given. Not access to the entire library, just to that one book. It's very, very specific. And what this does for us is it allows the environment. Now, there's still an administrator of that environment, but that administrator is usually separated in an enterprise cloud environment. That administrator is somebody you may not even ever know by name because it's run by somebody else. That security boundary is managed by somebody else. When you host your information inside of a cloud solution, you're hosting it right within their environment. So you're playing by their rules. In this case, where we have SAP and Canvas installed in Cloud One, which is the U.S. Air Force protected cloud environment, now the administration of that cloud is left completely up to a different group of individuals. All of the users of SAP and Canvas are all users of that environment. And when specific customization is required, specific functionality-focused access is granted. So this is a different approach to managing applications and software and ultimately the delivery of a service. Look at the motor of the Legacy, the 1964, the red Mini on the right. See how simple that is? You can see everything. You know when you replace a spark plug, you know where it is. You replace a part and it fixes the vehicle. It's comfortable. It's easy to work on. Over on the left-hand side, that's an engine as well. Their Enterprise, the blue Mini. But boy, it's a lot more complicated. A lot more things going on in it. Big difference. Now, my preference always is a legacy vehicle. I'm comfortable there. That's where I grew up learning how to work on what are now old vehicles. Although, quite frankly, when I go on a trip across the United States, I will, without hesitation, drive the blue Mini across the United States. Now, the red Mini has traveled across the United States as well, but it's always being trailered behind another vehicle. When it comes to our architecture, our enterprise environments, a legacy environment, as comfortable as we may be with it, and as wonderful as it is, and our ability to change and modify on the fly, it's great. But the reality is that the enterprise system will deliver more functionality, require less effort, and be able to go the distance. The legacy environment will always be an adventure. Always. And the security threat will always be enhanced. So as we think about the change, I know it's uncomfortable, but the change is happening. And when we get into the enterprise solution, although we may have to adjust some processes, we may have to figure out what that functional based access needed is. But once we get that all ironed out, I promise you that we're going to be much happier running in the enterprise system versus our legacy environments.